Starting. And good evening and welcome to episode 58 of Endless Banter. Sort out the camera over here. Good evening, everybody on Facebook. Good evening, everybody on YouTube. This week we are late as always, but we're on time as always. So, yeah, there you have it. Mr. PH, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us again this week, as always. How's your week been? What have you had for tea? What are you vaping? And I see some wood in your hand.
I've got morning wood, mate.
Right. Did you see the post that Kevin put up last night about MOSFETs and all this stuff?
Yeah.
Is that? Can we discuss that later on?
Yeah, I just thought Kevin was begging some attention, like, to be honest.
I'll be honest, before we get into the show, me and him had an argument for about 45 minutes about that very topic.
I've got this 18 gauge building here, mate. It's fucking lovely as fuck.
It's on a Parabox, isn't it?
Yeah. And I've got a Bueno ice cream.
I'm about to say, what the fuck is that? Is that dessert or is that tea? Is that tea or is that dessert?
No, look, see, it looks like a cornetto mug. My fucking chocolate ice cream's choking me.
Good evening, Kev. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Tom. Good evening, Scott. Good evening, John. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, Pixie. Good evening, Sasha. Good evening, Dave. Mr. Disco in the house. Good evening, Tom. Good evening, Di. Good evening, John. Well, any of you boys are in Germany? We'll get into that in a little while. So, Paul, what have you had for tea? What are you vaping? And how's your week been?
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just talking to someone on chat. My week's been it's been all right. I was off.
He's off on Friday, weren't you?
I was off Friday. I was off work Friday. We drove down to Middlesbrough Thursday night. Had a wedding Friday. Stayed over Friday night. Come back Saturday. Bank holiday weekend, which then fucked my shit up because I thought the weekend wasn't the weekend and it was still the weekend, and I got all confused and back to work. Yesterday I drove down to Liverpool in the morning and got my passport ready for Germany to fly out Friday. I've been back to work today. I'm back in work tomorrow. Then I break up ready for Stuttgart.
Excited?
No.
I'm not going to talk about shitting ourselves, like, but
I don't like flying.
I fucking despise it. Absolutely.
I'm going on no playing fool. So, you need to like just sneak up to me at the airport, give me an injection in the neck, mate, and then get someone to carry me onto the aeroplane, and I'll be fucking sweet.
I'll slip you an happy pill. Send you off to sleep.
I'm not very good at flying.
That's the thing for me. Last time I was on a plane, 2016, but it's just flying is flying. If you don't like flying, you don't like flying. It's as simple as that. It is just. It's not. Nah, I'd rather be on the ground, me personally. But as I said to you, if I'm sat at a window seat, I'm not too bad. It's the unknown I don't like. I like to see out of the window, then I can see what's going on.
I prefer the unknown. I'd rather not know I was going to hit the floor for a mile an hour than look out the window and watch the fucking cars getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
I won't tell you how small this plane is then.
I flew into where else is in Germany? Is Berlin the capital?
You've got me there. I'm not good at geography. I'm not even going to lie.
I feel like it wasn't Berlin that I flew into, but it was
Brussels, maybe.
I flew to Germany about 15 years ago on like a tour through the factory to go and visit all the galvanizing plants. And we flew out in a normal passenger plane, which is not too bad. We flew back on what can only be described as an inflatable kite. And it was fucking arse end of October, and it was blowing a fucking gale, and it was pissing down. And we came in like a fucking sheet of paper, mate, all over the fucking gap. I was fucking shitting myself. And I was sat next to this geezer he was probably like mid to late 60s at the time. He was the managing director of another galvanising company. And I was fucking held onto his hand. And I was fucking shaking like a shitting dog, mate. Fucking hated
it. Now, when I flew last time I flew, when I flew to the States, I had my eyes closed for about an hour and a half. And the worst thing about it was we was on the fucking runway for about half an hour, and I was like, we're taking off. And we were fucking stationary for half an hour, and I just like that. And I took a straw on. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard about a straw. If you take a straw, it obviously helps with your breathing because you control your breathing because you're breathing through such a small gap. I fucking chewed the fuck up before I even flew off.
Exactly what we're going to get today. Paper straws, mate, we'll be choking on and I'll be slowing to fuck all the time the plane takes off. I'm just not very good at travelling. I'm not very good at being a passenger in a car. I'm not very good at going on a swing at a fucking kids' fucking playground. I can't walk down the beach with the water coming in towards me because it's going in and out. It sends my head all funky and I fall over. Literally, my balance, like, it's something to do with your inner ear that causes travel sick. And that also controls balance and motion sickness and everything. And mine's completely broken. I went on a cruise about 20 years ago, and the ship was sailing for 2 hours before I realised. 3 minutes of me realising the ship was sailing, I got instantly travel sick.
Fucking hell! I don't really suffer with when I'm concentrating on something, like if I'm looking at a phone while I'm as a passenger in a car or whatever, and I look at the phone constantly and I look up. That's when I get travel sick.
But mate, I only have to look at. I only have to send 2 messages. Like literally, if I'm a passenger in a car, I'll message Tasha and say, we're just leaving. I'll message you when I get there. I cannot look at it. Knocks me sick to fuck. Literally. I can remember when I was a youth and I used to go out with my dad. And like back then, obviously, his sat nav was in the glove box called an A to Z. And I used to follow it on the map and I'd fucking follow 3 roads. I'd be green as fuck. I'd literally look like that green emoji. I don't get travel sick on a plane. I'm literally just quite scared of the plane crashing and us dying.
We're not going to die. We're going to be fine. It's just a taking off. Once we're up in the air, I'm fine. I took Bossman out in my car once. He's a bad passenger. That would.
Yeah, I stayed back when I took him out in the Tesla, mate. I got my fucking home back.
Was he a bad passenger then?
To be fair, the Tesla made me feel travel sick driving the fucking thing. We went live while I was out in the car, and we were just driving like cocks. I was driving like a bit of a prick, and Dave got badly travel sick, badly.
Yeah, I can imagine you wasn't sticking to the speed limit. I wasn't assuming you were sticking to the speed limit, but we won't discuss how fast you were going.
No, it's the speed limit, but you get from 0 to 70 in about 3.1 seconds.
See, Tasha said it. You can't die and leave me with all these kids. We just can't.
You can rest assured that isn't my plan.
That isn't the plan, definitely. So have you looked up about the show? Have you seen any of the videos? Have you watched it?
I've seen one video that's been posted, which is quite a generic video of the show and the layout, and the feedback that I've had about the show is that it's probably one of the best organised shows in the world.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. Obviously, when you look at it from like us seeing it as an exhibition, it doesn't look much different to Expo. But obviously, we've not been there to see it and see how it is organised and what actually happens and stuff like that. So we can't really say that until we've seen it. But I feel like from what I've watched, it's very similar to like the Expo in Birmingham. Very similar.
I'm very, very close. I know I'm on my phone on Facebook. I'm scared to use my phone, move my phone holder. Keith Robinson thing you'd ever seen in your life. For those that don't know, I've got a fruit bowl. Then I've got the jar that the tea bags are inside the fruit bowl. I've got the kitchen roll holder on top of the tea bag holder, and my phone is sat on there. It's very solid and secure, and it lines up quite nicely with the camera on my Mac as well. So we're good at this minute.
Ghetto as fuck. So we can have a translator while we're out there. I think that's a huge positive, because from all the videos I've also watched as well, there's not very much English speaking.
No, Ivor said to me, "Can you speak German, Dad?" And I said, "No, I'll just slow everything down and talk to them like they're deaf."
Like you do it, lads in factory.
Yes. What for you're not working, bastard?
Oh, fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. But saying that though, I've looked at the vendors list and stuff like that. There is a lot of UK companies going, isn't there? A lot of UK. Do you think a lot of people, UK companies, are branching out to different countries now?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel, because I spoke to Pascal, who's going to be obviously with us, who's German, who's going to be our translator as well, and he's saying stuff like this show is just as big, if not bigger, than the Birmingham Expo, which can only be a positive.
I think numbers wise, it's about 20,000 through the door. Expo's at its peak was 28,000, I think. That said, it's still a big old show. Whatever way you want to look at it, it's still a big show. So I feel like I'm sat in the fucking under a spotlight. My head's shining like a motherfucker. It's making my hair and my beard look grey.
John Fox says most Germans could speak English as a second language. It's taught from school level.
No, most Germans can speak English. The ignorant motherfuckers choose not to. Let's be honest.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Sam Yates, hello, do you speak English? We're going to Germany, not fucking China, mate. Do you speak English?
Oh, mate, do you want a mech mod? Translating for you there.
No, I'm genuinely excited to see what sort of difference in the shows is. Not necessarily just like on a product level as well, because obviously I know for a fact that once upon a time DIY was absolutely huge in Germany, like ridiculously
that's after the
huge.
war you mad come when they all had to rebuild their houses. Is that what you're on about? Oh, fucking liquid do all that.
Fucking hell.
I got a roll. Let's just shit around. I got some sweet. The kids bought me a pick and mix.
When they had to rebuild their houses. Fuck off.
You're laughing for a minute then, Tommy.
Yeah, DIY, I don't know if it still is big, but it was huge in Germany, and a lot of people didn't buy juice because that's literally everybody just made their own flavors. I don't know whether that's still a thing over there, but that's something I'd love to see, if that is still a thing, and how they go about doing it, and what's the different regs? Do they follow the same regs? Obviously, they're under the TPD as well. You know that. But how do they perceive the regs compared to us and stuff like that? That's what I want to see.
Anyone that I know that actually sells volume into Germany have always said how buoyant the actual liquid market is. That's interesting. I know that they're big on DIY, but actually the prices are way more buoyant than the UK market. We're still talking like 30 odd euro for 120 ml. Well, 100 ml short fill. Which
is mad. But did they take to short fills like we did though? Because I know for a fact they take to short fills like we did, because I know they do short fills, but I know that they followed like registration by the fucking bang 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 bang. Do you know what I mean? Like when we first sold to Germany, and we had to obviously have the MSDS documents and everything like that. There was very much bang on what you had to have everything in black and white. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we had everything in black and white, so it was all good.
I can imagine Paul asking if a vendor wants a dirtier and punching him straight in the nose. What the fuck?
Man, more than people got this impression I just walk around punching people for fucking shit and giggle. I can't remember the last time I punched anyone.
Now you've calmed down. In the last 6 months. Adam, how's it going, mate? Do you speak English? I think it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a massive learning curve for me and Paul as well, because obviously we've not seen a show outside the UK. Well, I've seen the US, but it's UK. It's UK. They speak fucking English, so I want to see how they do the shows, how the market is out there, and do you know what I mean? I think it's going to be a big eye opener for us. I really do.
This 18 gauge didn't have to take a while to ramp up on the first couple of dregs. But once he gets there, it's fire.
Yeah, but it's cooking. I can hear the fucker cooking.
Huh?
I can hear it cooking after you let go of fucking button. Just don't mention the war. Fucking me.
Walking with me. One woke up and two go wars. Do da do da.
Fucking hell. What are you looking forward to? Honestly, what are you looking forward to?
Landing safely at Birmingham Airport on Monday morning. Plastic, so when it lands, I go, yeah! It's going to be a fucking clapper, mate.
The only person to be clapping to be back in fucking in Birmingham.
Clapping like Louis Walker on the X Factor. Oh, that's grand! Oh, that's grand!
Fucking hell. No, you've got to be. You're definitely excited for something. And it ain't fucking landing.
For the same reasons the UK Expo, there's going to be obviously a lot of people out there. Leon's going from HDNE, Maxim's going from Death Wish, Dale's there from TYV. Adam Macca is there with Brian Harrison from Vapors Cloud. So obviously all the mech people will be there. The lads from Acer Vapes will be there. ODB are there. They've got Nameless Mods. They've got KR Vapor, which is Kevin and Richard doing their thing with the Billy Box stuff. The lads from Juice Source are going to be there. So I'm guessing VGod will be there with the stick pods and stuff like that. So it's another opportunity to speak to these people. And obviously for me, about trying to maybe do some European business with the people that are out there with the mechs and the liquids and the wire and the cotton that's coming soon, and just keep pushing what we're doing, mate. I think obviously we've got a baby due in about 9 weeks each time. But I definitely want to look at doing more European, well, worldwide expos, whatever way that falls. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going out there, seeing what the crack is. But obviously Pascal has already had our parcel of stuff delivered to him. He's going to be chaperoning us hopefully over the weekend, and we've already got a few hookup meetings sorted with distros and stuff like that. So feed juice are going as well. So Matt's going to be there with, I think then they're dropping their new line Airwaves, Air Vapes. Sorry. So yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good. It'd be a good weekend. I was thinking today I should have just flew out Friday morning, done what I got to do Friday, flew back Saturday night. I swear to God, in 11 years, mate, me and Tasha have only ever spent, the most we spent apart is one night, twice. When we got married and when we went to Manchester.
Yeah. So I've got the big kahunas. I'm the one that's responsible for you for free fucking this. So if what happens, it's on my head. Cheers. I says, if I'm the one that's responsible, then I says, if out goes wrong, it's me. It's like me that's got to have the big fucking kahunas because Tash will be after me.
She won't be best pleased if I die in a plane crash.
Give over with that shit. You're gonna have me getting on a plane fucking shook, holding on to a fucking door. Don't set off, don't set off.
I've got a fucking bomb! Just to make him pick you off the fucking plane.
I'm not going.
I told you earlier, I literally sit through the flight and I'm just sharking the fucking air hostesses. And if I was on a flight, I was saying to Tasha, and I was on a flight somewhere before, and the air hostesses, the fucking phone rung and they answered the phone, and then one of them's gone over and they go, and then they all went and fucking buckled themselves in, mate. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Shitting myself properly. And I was sat in the extra legroom seats at the fucking front. And I was like, fucking hell, I'm going to be the first cunt that slams into the fucking tarmac here. I said to her, how come all she engaged? She's saying, no, it's just turbulence. And I was like, seriously, on the way there, the turbulence was bad. You carried on serving beer at £27 a glass. I know it's bad for you to fucking strap that trolley up. It's about £12.50 for a bag of nuts, isn't it?
I'm telling you, I've told you. I speak to him, I say, listen, I'm shook of flying. Can you just keep an eye on me? If you need to bring some water over, can you bring some water? Usually it's kind of Coke, so I'm all right. I ain't getting no plane, fool.
I ain't no plane, fool. You're laughing, mate. You ain't seen me.
I've told you, link in, old man. I don't give two shits because I'll be in the same position. I'm like, no, let me go, Paul. Telling you. You'll be fucking rinsing out my hoodie when we get back. Shouting, I've got a bomb and having a dirty mud in your hand luggage is definitely no good idea. Do endless banter on the flight. Fucking it'll be endless tears. Is it what?
Get Wi-Fi on the plane.
Possibly. I know you do on bigger flights, but I'm not sure you do on the smaller ones.
And this fucking thing ain't got little propellers at the front.
Yes, it has.
Have you really? Yeah. You haven't that?
No. No.
I'm going to be on Amazon looking for a parachute, mate. I'll get on that plane fucking prepared. I need a door seat, mate. Just fucking open the door at 20,000, just buy it out.
I don't, as I say, because it's a propeller plane, I'm sure they don't get as high as normal planes. I'm sure they don't.
How do you know this is a propeller plane?
Flyby. We're going on Flyby, and it's a propeller plane.
Jet engines.
It's propellers, I'm telling you. I'll get a message fucking tomorrow, Tom, backing up.
I'm just thinking, one of them fucking tiger moths where you have to stand on the fucking wing while he's doing fucking barrel rolls and loop the loops. Fucking raping my dirty coming to land on the wing. Leaving fucking red vape behind me like a fucking red arrow. Oh,
who are you flying with? Flyby. We're going with Flyby, and it's propellers. It is propellers. But as I said, when I went to the States last time, we went obviously on a 757. We went on a big plane. And then when we was getting off the plane in Philadelphia and went to Connecticut, we got on the little plane, and I felt more comfortable on the little plane than I did on the big plane.
No, I went to Caribbean on a 747. And I think I just took comfort in the fact that if the plane went down and crashed, there was 300 people more that was going to die on the same day as me. The plane was about 600 people strong on one of them 747s rammed. And I was like, I'll just sit behind, I'll sit at the back. So when we land, I'm just landing on a load of fucking corpses for a little bit of cushion. Hopefully I'll be the fucking sole survivor. Mate, I'm not joking. This shit goes through my head when I'm up in the sky. And I'm thinking, if the plane's going down, if I just stand there and just before it's full, jump up so I just fucking land, would I be okay? Or would I just still fucking, would my arse still go through the back of my fucking head?
Land in water, you'll just be going straight down that bottom of fucking sea. Flyby do propeller aircrafts, I fucking know. And that's exactly what we're flying on. Propeller. We'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. You'll be fine. They'll run on jet fuel, which makes them a lot more reliable. Have fun. You will have to jump to get the plane airborne. Cheers, Tom. Fucking hell. Appreciate that. I absolutely appreciate you have to fucking jump. We'll be pushing the fucker at the back.
Mate, they're going to say to me, do you want to sit over that side, mate? Look, can you both sit on one wing each so we can fucking balance shit out? Look, God, man, on a fucking barrel roll. Fucking Drayton Manor for an hour and 45 minutes.
So yeah, it's about an hour and a half, isn't it? Once we're up and we're in the air, we'll be absolutely fine.
Before, but that was me, because by the time you were getting up, you were fucking literally coming straight back down again. They only served a cup of tea on that flight. By the time they got up and they got the trolleys out, you had a cup of tea, then the fucking thing landed.
It'll be the same as this, I'm telling you. From Birmingham to Scotland, I think it's about an hour.
Yeah, but people keep saying to me, it's only an hour and a half, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck if there's 27 hours in the middle. It's the bit when you're taking off and the bit when you're landing when people die. They don't fly when it's fucking, they don't die when it's flying in the fucking sky, do they?
Fuck me. It's to an engine. If one goes, they can fly on one engine quite successfully. If not, you can glide your way to Germany.
Fucking two Irish blokes sitting on a plane, and the captain comes on and goes, bing, bing. Sorry to inform you, but one of the engines has gone down. However, don't worry, we've got 3 other remaining engines, but it's going to increase the flight time by 35 minutes. Paddy says to me, fucking 34 fucking minutes extra. Oh, well, at least we get there safe. About fucking 20 minutes later, go, bing, bong. Oh, this is the captain. Sorry to inform you, but engine number 3's gone down. We're currently running on 2 engines. That's more than adequate for the plane. But it's going to take an extra 35 minutes on top of the already extended 35 minutes flight. Paddy goes, fuck you now, man. That's another fucking hour and 10 minutes you've got to fucking be up here for. After about 15 minutes, he fucking comes on, bing, bong. Sorry to inform you, but we're now down to 1 engine. The plane's more than capable of flying on 1 engine, but it's going to increase the flight time by an extra 60 minutes. So Paddy says, fuck's sake, if that fucking last one goes, we're going to be up here all fucking day. I like
that one. Oh my god, you're sweet. My pal's the mechanic for Flyby. He's blind. Tom, there's only 6 bolts holding the engine up. Dave.
At his arse. He's only got 1 friend, and that's me. And I don't work for fucking Flyby, so he's blind.
6 bolts holding the engine up, supposedly. Why are they?
That's right. I watch all these fucking airplane investigation programs, and there's some real wankers that work on these planes. I was watching one. I don't know if you've ever seen the footage where the plane's coming into land at Birmingham Airport, and the fucking one of the windows had literally sucked out of the fucking cockpit on flight. The cabin decompressor sucked the captain out the window. The co-pilot managed to hold on to one of his legs. One of the hostesses or one of the third man in the cockpit managed to hold on to his legs. The co-pilots took over. They fucking landed at Birmingham Airport with his cunt outside the plane. And you know what happened? When they did the fucking full investigation, the cunt who changed the glass in this plane used the wrong bolts because he couldn't be asked to check the checklist. And he's like, oh no, they're definitely 13 mil, them are. Just literally put the wrong bolts in. And I was like, what if someone like Dave is fucking fixing the plane? He goes, oh, we've got no 16 mil. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, pass us fucking half a dozen of them 12 mil bolts. They'll be all right. And clearly this shit happened, mate. The amount of fucking times I've watched that program. And the worst one I ever watched was the plane landed somewhere, say like Canada, somewhere cold. So when the plane got in, it was fucking covered in ice, which then obviously causes issues with the actual physical aerodynamics of the plane, and it can cause the drag to be wrong, so it can't take off. So when it landed, what they do then, they clean the plane, and then they spray the whole plane with fucking antifreeze. So when it's taking back off again, all the shit just fucking comes off and whatever. Underneath the bottom of the plane, I think there's 4 or 5 ground sensors. I can't remember what the fucking posh term is, but basically the altitude sensors. So when the plane's up in the sky, it knows it's 22,000 feet off the floor. This captain's flying his plane, and it's basically coming up saying bing, bing, and it's showing 60,000 feet. So he gets onto the radio, and the radio said, "Oh, you're at 60,000 feet, mate. You need to drop down to fucking 40,000." So he drops down to 40,000. It's going bing, bing. You're at fucking 54,000 feet. You need to come down. This kept happening. You need to come down. You need to come down. The next thing, the cunt's crashed into the fucking sea. And do you know what happened? The cunt who fucking cleaned his plane, they put tape over one of these sensors, stop the water getting in. He forgot to take one piece of fucking sellotape off and killed 300 people. Now, when I get on the plane, I need to be out there with the captain saying, "Listen, give us that fucking in-flight checklist. I'll do this with you. Let's make sure all the shit's done. Let me check the size of the bolts in the windscreen. Make sure you put some WD-40 on the propellers. Make sure you put a fucking full tank of petrol in the cunt." Oh.
Well, everyone's got confidence in us. Engines put wrong bolts, cable ties and gaffer tape. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. My first flight, and over the Tannoy. Hello, welcome aboard the flight. Our brand new 727 arrived here at Gatwick 2 days ago. Fucking great. Cheers for the confidence boost. Just make sure the flanges are okay. All I'm saying is everyone's got confidence in us landing absolutely fine, and we got some VIPs on our flight anyway, so we'll be all right.
Yeah, me and you mad geezer. No, that's not what we're saying, you know. And Ava said something about, "Is Big Tom famous?" And I says, "Yeah, proper famous, man. He used to be a YouTube reviewer." And she says, "Is that why you're famous? Because you know Big Tom?" Back in a bit, man. I'm famous.
Rein it back in. Oh, fuck's sake. Have you seen Final Destination? Have you seen Lost?
No, I haven't.
I know what you're going to be watching for the next 2 fucking days.
No, it's not that. Everyone who's boarding flight 72924, there's been a 40-minute delay. We're suffering a catastrophic electrical failure. You should be ready to board in approximately 40 minutes. And I'm like, well, what's happening in the next 40 minutes? I take it you're getting a new fucking plane over at Sharpish, Lord. He's pissed off. He's just about to finish his shift. And they're like, "Mate, you can't go. There's a problem with the electrical wiring on that fucking plane." And he goes over there, pissed off to fuck, and just goes, "Mate, it's all right, man. Just fucking get yourself off, innit?" Shit like that happens, mate. Like when you put an element of human error into something, you can guarantee that's where it goes fucking wrong.
I'm about to blow a fucking flight with you in 2 days, and we're talking about fucking dying here. You're not filling me with confidence.
So, if we die on Friday morning going out, this video will be the only viral video we've ever done.
And can I make this as well to everybody who's watching and who everybody watches in the future? If anything happens to us, can we make sure our females are looked after, please? Because yeah, can you do a good GoFundMe? Because we've done plenty of GoFundMes in the past, so can you look after our lot instead?
At least make sure I can have a fucking red bottom coffee.
Castaway and Tom can be Wilson. Cheers.
I haven't watched Castaway either.
Yeah, it's about a plane. Evening, Becca. Oh my lord. I know what I'm not going to be watching.
I'm going to tag you some YouTube videos.
You fucking not. No fucking way. I'll tell you, I will tell everyone now, I will happily put a status up on holding Paul's hand on this fucking flight. I do not care.
Just leave some notes of jobs you want doing just in case. Yeah, I'll put something inside my laptop in the event of plane crash, and then look, this is shit that needs to be sorted out.
If you die, can I have your cucumber bag? I want to be the leader of the gang. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, so there's not much news going on, so we're just going to talk general shit. So I also want to talk about the group and how you think the group's going. We've had a bit of a slowdown in numbers, which we said was perfect because it's kept the right people into the group, which I can see. Obviously, you put a status up this week about water parks and whatnot. Are you still seeing an increase in it? Are you seeing that people are still abiding by rules? Are you still seeing that it's still fun?
People just post watermarks. But I literally said to Tasha yesterday, instead of like just deleting them now, just start removing them from the group. Especially like we can see, like, so if you go to someone's profile that's actually you're going to delete their post, it'll tell you the previous activity. So it'll say like 4 posts deleted. So at that point, see you later, mate. Go and fucking do your shit in Mech Addiction or wherever you want to go and post your watermarks. But then, to be fair to Mech Addiction, Mark Score sort of resigned yesterday as leader in chief and passed it over to Eric Prigg. And Eric Prigg's put a post up saying, do you think we should ban watermarks? Do you think we should ban hashtags? And the majority consensus on that post was absolutely they're a fucking ball ache. Yeah. So people can mock and laugh. And quite honestly, if you're that desperate to get the mod's name out there when it's blatantly written on the fucking mod, you need to sort your shit out, really.
See, that's
if Ian Anderson keeps doing his fucking call outs in front of that grey sign, I'm going to walk into that shop one day on a live feed and tear the sign off the fucking wall and just frisbee it across Digbeth High Street. To be fair, today I was going to pop up to the Greys at Digbeth and do a video, but my brother come to the factory earlier on and he ended up staying till like 4, so I never got a chance to get out. But I was just going to land there and do a little video with Ian. But then then later on in the afternoon, I seen that Leon. I didn't know Leon. I'd been there genuinely. I didn't go on Facebook at all today. I popped on and off briefly while my brother was at the office. Mate, I just think that when, like I've said before, I said on the live feed. I think I done a live feed Sunday when I was driving to pick Billy up and whatever. It's like if I've not been on there for a few hours because I've been out or because I've got a bit of a life outside of Facebook. When I have gone on there and there's some posts that have been posted, the ones that are covered in fucking hashtags, watermarks, teams, fucking 600 fucking advertisements. I mean, who the fuck always wears advertisements on their hoodie? I mean, what the fuck's all that about? Why the fuck would you do that? But I mean, but there's snapbacks and then they've got fucking just everything going on. 9 times out of 10, there's very, very, very little activity on them posts. Because it just reeks of buy this because I'm sponsored, so I need to tell you to buy it or whatever. And just like I said, we're deleting our own posts. People are posting endless mods and it's got stuff all over it. We're deleting them the same way. So it's nothing personal. If you feel like your posts are getting deleted regularly, speak to your team. Tell them to fucking sort the shit out and either follow the rules of the group or just don't come in the group. I'm not fussed which way it goes. And that applies to anyone posting endless. If the same people kept posting it, I'll delete them the same way from the group. Simple as. Good evening, Mr. Carrington. There's an old customer of ours, man, right from back in the day.
It's been really nice not seeing watermarks and hashtags. Well, we said it from the beginning, and that's what it should be. It shouldn't be about advertising. It should be about fun. And there was a post of the day, and I said it to Tash, and I said we probably would go harder on people advertising endless because can't be seen as double standards because that's not what we're about. That's not what the group's about.
Absolutely. Keep on there saying no fucking advertisement. And even to be fair, someone asked about a specific liquid. I commented on there saying we do a cherry vanilla Coke. That's all I said. I didn't say where you can get it from. I just said AF do a cherry vanilla Coke. Further on down in the comments, someone's put AF do a fucking sick cherry vanilla Coke and the link to the website to go and buy it. And I just deleted the comment. I could have left it there and just said, I've never seen that. But it's genuinely not about that. Genuinely, it's not about that. It's about people. Oh, mate, the best thing about that group is there's people on there that have done their first call-out videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Neil was coming on his live feed and he's like it's like a silent movie and he's like You just talk. And he's like, oh no, I don't like talking. I was like, literally, just say, hi, it's Neil. I'm calling out X, Y, and Z. I'm using these, da da da. And actually, the more you do, the more you just get. Mate, I wouldn't have sat here and done the fucking live feed like this 3 years ago because I wasn't comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
And now I just think if people don't like what they're seeing, they don't like what I'm saying, they don't like how I look, they don't like how I'm saying, go and cry in your soup about the fact you can't use watermarks and fuck off. It's not Paul, bring Tasha down to Digbeth and we can do the baby mama dance. Me and Tasha are going to do that, but I can't dance for shit, so we decided not to. Yeah, that baby mama.
Who asked the question? What was the question? Joe Matthews, Tom, what build you got in the dirty? I have a 0.60 running stacked for flavour build. It's
0.6.
0.
This one is
you know me, I love when it comes to single, I always run a 0.1 on a single. When I run stacked, I always go higher because I like the flavour on a stacked.
This one's running about 2 episodes before James Bond.
Is it really? Is it really? Fuck! Back in the day, people would be crying about that. Yeah, 0.6 is what I'm running. Which for me personally, when I run a stacked, I don't like when you first ran the quad stacked and you put, what was it, 1.2 ohm?
About an ohm, just around about an ohm.
To me, the flavour on that is immense. It's absolutely immense. You don't need to be. You can do whatever build you prefer. Whatever. I don't really like a rowdy build on a stack because a stack for me is longevity and it also gives me that mass amount of flavour that I would get with a 0.1 on a single. So I don't need to run stupidly low.
Kev. I need some kitchen roll, but ironically, my phone's fucking blocking it because it's kitchen roll holders currently used as my phone holder.
Kev, hope it's parallel. No, mate. Quad stack series.
It's a serious box, mate. I mean, literally, look how short the drag is. It's fucking naughty.
Do you prefer it hot though?
No, this was literally me and Dave were fucking about. So he'd done a build in his with 1 wrap less than this in a goon on a stainless steel label, and it was fucking fiery. And I was like, I'm going to do the same build, but I'm going to add a wrap. And I think I went to 4mm coils in mine, and added a wrap 4mm coils. So it's probably it probably is close to a Bond build. To be fair, it might just be a tad lower.
Yeah, but sometimes
and these batteries on this genuinely a goose. Because at that sort of build level, you just don't get much.
I want it hotter than a Chilean ball sack if I do stacked. I don't understand what. To me personally, I don't understand when you can achieve that sort of it with a single. You can run a single and get it hot.
You know what? I'm not knocking Ian here, but I see when he's vaping some of his stacks, and actually the way that he's vaping doesn't look particularly enjoyable. It's quite a short drag. I mean, I like to be able to take a lungful. The good thing about this one is you can get a decent hit off it without not like fucking belting the shit out of it.
See, I'm still running with nicotine, even when I run on stack. To me personally, I've seen a lot of people running 0.
Yeah, I am actually running nicotine in these, but I would quite happily run sub-ohm with the 0mg, no problem.
I still need my nick, me. I do honestly. If I run a stacked and I know there's no nicotine in it, it doesn't give me the same punch as a nick.
Yeah, well, I've still got that with me. It's still 12mg.
Let's have a look. Since the new group has been up, I've been and got my first mech, and now I own 5. It's brought the drive back for a lot of people.
Mate, Ollie Diggs messaged me on Saturday or Sunday saying, what the fuck have you done to me, man? My second mech's just come and he got the purge, the slam, the small slam, whatever it's called, the slam thin or the small, I don't know what it's called. Then he messaged me last night and says, mate, what the fucking hell's happening, man? I've got in from work. The first thing I've done is picked up my tube. And I was like, there you go, mate. I've converted a non-believer.
It's honestly, I have not. I went out today and I didn't have a vape, so I grabbed my stack and I was like, do you know what? This is absolutely fine. I don't know why I need anything else. Do you know what I mean? I'd usually take them out along with me because that's usually my daily carry. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to take my stack. I took my stack out and it just gave me as much vape as I wanted.
No, I mean, I went to work this morning. I actually took the rib cleaner and it's got the Sherman 25, the Brass Sherman 25 RDR. And I've been toking that in my office today. And that's genuinely what I was going to land at Gray's. It was honestly my intention to pop into Gray's today just for a laugh and a joke, and I just never got around to doing it. And I'm really, really, really enjoying using a mech. But I still, to this day, if I went to work and I hadn't got my mech on there, I'd just, I'm out and got stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand that, and like we said before, you know, there's, as we said, people do quit on overwhelming, people don't, people prefer Moutalung. I enjoy Moutalung because then I know I'm getting a constant nicotine, and then when I jumped onto like now, I've stopped vaping for the last 5 minutes. I got Nick Rush. I get a proper stronger nick hit from freebase suburban than I do Nick Salts, 100%.
Well, I feel like I'm getting a Nick Rush off suburban vaping that I've never had in my life. Ever.
It's like a sicky feeling. I get like a sicky feeling when I've got a proper Nick Rush.
I just a smidge of fucking travel sicky feeling. That's how I feel. And then it'll pass dead quick. And yet I'm vaping 10 mil 12 quid a day.
Yeah. Different experience, proper different experience. But I really enjoy being back on the mix. And not just that, I am actually enjoying fucking going into garage and recording videos and thinking about rebuilding. And this table is, I do not want to show you this table because there's literally fucking wire, tools, bats, everything everywhere. You'd be like, fuck me, what are you doing? Like, I'll just, prime example, I'll just lift up my fucking bag. They got fucking all my build stuff, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm really excited to build, try different things and just see how, you know, I mean, it's weird and I keep going over it, but it's definitely brought a passion back for me.
It's funny that people keep saying it's Paul in the shit house. Really to God, we're not the only house in the country that's got a fully tiled kitchen.
I've told you last week I could only afford to do underneath the fucking side of the oh fucking hell. So the question is, I'm gonna go into something different now. I'm gonna go into something a bit political.
Political?
Yeah. Not proper like political, but obviously we've had the
like, black people be allowed on buses. And it's like, mate, that ain't the fucking place for this fucking discussion. That's political.
No, I was going to say, obviously, we've just had the European election, and obviously, the majority of the votes and majority of people that got in were for Brexit, right? Yeah. And what I was going to say is, now because Brexit is moving forward, obviously we in the next, it's got to be at least a year until the TPD regs are reviewed. Do you think that it's going to affect the TPD ruling with Brexit being such a big thing?
By the time Brexit happens, mate, Big Tobacco will be fucking steering this shit.
You believe that, 100%?
That's my opinion. I mean, I might be wrong. I might be proved wrong. We shall see. I'd imagine they already are to some extent.
Yeah, just because obviously whenever we see anything about Brexit, you always get that Facebook post where it's fucking hell, TPD's they're gonna drop TPD and all this. You know what I mean? TPD isn't the biggest thing on their agenda, and it's probably not anywhere near their agenda. But
anyone, and I'll say this publicly, right, anyone that fucking voted Brexit to get rid of the TPD or to make every Pakistani bloke leave the country by fucking 12 o'clock tonight is a prat, right? Because it was never going to. It's not what it looked. I know. I was talking about this the other night, and I honestly believe that more. I was going to use the word upper class, but that's not even. I think more working class people and maybe bordering middle class people don't bother to vote anymore.
I don't vote.
I think there's a lot of people that are. So there's no such thing as lower class in this country, I don't believe. I think there's some people on the arse end of working class maybe, but generally people that don't have a bad standard of living, they just choose to. You can only spend. This ain't even the fucking show for this, mate, because I'll end up going off on a rant. But you can only spend your money in one direction, right? And you can't expect to live the same life as the bloke up the road who works fucking 2 jobs if you're not doing any jobs, and you've literally been in mourning for the last 2 weeks because there's no Jeremy Cole. You can't be fucking expecting something that you don't earn. That's just my opinion. If you hate me for that, I don't give a shit. You're not allowed to put watermarks on either, so just hate me for everything, bro. I'm really not that fucking puss. But I don't think Brexit will have any bearing on TPD whatsoever. I'd imagine that the people in big tobacco that have already bought into the industry, whether it be backdoor on NDAs or whether it's public, or already be steering the ship about where this industry should go. And I'm sure that the government will take heed because they're already getting lined huge amounts of money through the tobacco side of things. Good evening to Mr. Mikey Grogott. It is what it is, mate. But I just get the feeling that I was a Remainer, right? I'm not going to lie. I thought we should remain for various reasons, mainly about the financial stability of the country in the short to medium term. I believe that long term, it's not a bad option to leave. And I think we have as much to offer as what we've got to lose. So on that basis, it can pretty much break even for us, maybe put us in a slightly better position. I do think there's going to be a downturn before there's an upturn. But once the decision was made that we're leaving, why the fuck are we still in it? Because I'm a man of my word, and I just think if we have said we're going to leave, we should fucking leave. We should have left with no deal. And if they start fucking about with our tariffs, fuck about with their tariffs. Simple as.
Because I've said a lot of the time.
Stick your one up your ass and you fucking Chardonnay. We don't want it, but you're not having our fucking sheep either, you prick.
Because I've said it plenty of times, and I've said this to family members, and that countries that do business with us aren't just going to stop business because we've left the European Union. They're not going to stop making money with us. That's how I believe.
I seen a post the other day saying, yeah, well, did you know that 77% of wine comes from the fucking... I don't drink wine, I don't give a fuck, mate. Stick your wine up your ass for me, I don't care. And don't let a BMW into the country, don't let a Mercedes into the country. We just live our lives. See what affects first. They stand to lose as much as us. We import more than we export.
Definitely. Do you think it would up trade though, like UK manufacturing and stuff like that?
Ultimately, mate, it's got no choice but to.
Because then you're looking at like all the steel companies and stuff, and you say,
mate, you know what? We will strike deals with everyone that we need to strike deals with. China, America, anywhere outside of Europe. There's lots of places we could strike deals with them.
Yeah. That's just the thing. That's for me personally. I never voted, so whether you say I can have an opinion or not, I didn't vote, and I haven't voted in a long time because I just feel the system's corrupt anyway. But by the by of that, me personally, I feel like the benefit it's got is our country then can do in-house stuff. Like look at the size of the steel manufacturing that used to be in Sheffield, and then all went because it was easier to get it elsewhere and cheaper, wasn't it? Yep. So, like, it's going to make the country themselves have to deal with UK manufacturers. So it's only going to increase fucking jobs. And then you get Boots fucking coming and saying we're going to shut down 200 fucking shops because it's all on bastard online. It's just...
That's modern living, mate. That's something completely different. At the end of the day, Me and Tasha went into town a few months ago. We went into town a few weeks before Christmas, mate, and it was different. I used to love going into town. I actually don't mind going shopping. So to go into town like fucking second week of December, you used to fill your fucking belly with that fucking whole vibe of Christmas, and there's Christmas songs playing and the lights are on, and it was just shit. It was just people walking around doing what they're doing, because actually every other concert home online smashing Amazon to death, getting parcels, including us. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, online will be the future. It has to be, because it just doesn't make sense to have a shop when 85% of your business is done online. That said, there's always going to be a niche market for certain things where people would rather go to the shop than they would buy online. It's just the way that it is. But that's just a modern thing. I order a McDonald's to be delivered to my house, and McDonald's is about fucking 4 minutes in the car, and I'll pay £3.50 for some cunt to bring it on a push bike. Just the way of the world.
It's as you say, modern living, and I think to try delve deeper into sort of digital society is that I feel like, for me personally, I feel like money, it won't be a paper thing in the end. It'll just be all digital, just be numbers on screens. You won't need paper money. It'll just all be numbers. That's how I feel.
I don't like the idea of that.
No, that's honestly how I feel, because as you say, people order a lot offline. You know what I mean? People these days, I remember, and you will certainly remember, vape shops. People went into vape shops and spent hours and hours and hours in a vape shop. People go online and buy off vape shops online. They don't need to go into stores anymore. Well, what's the point of having currency if you fucking just numbers? If it's all delivered to your house.
I mean, Mikey's just commented there saying, Paul and Tom got to say Models Worldwide has made my Facebook feed fun again. Definitely rekindled that old school vape community spirit. Fair play, dudes. Thank you very much, Mike.
Cheers,
I just think that actually a lot of the vape shop visit was just to go to the vape shop because of the community, to fucking try new stuff, to use new stuff, to vape together, to enjoy it together. And when that's gone online, it's gone in real life as well, because people are a bit like, oh. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's no reason by the summer we can't have packed out vape meets again and have people doing what they need to do and enjoying it and going and meeting different people and meeting people that have only interacted with on Facebook, etc. And then by October at Expo, we'll be ready for big things that go on. Bring back vape meets at stores again. Some of the best times I've had. Mike, to be honest, I'm just looking at the possibility of doing a bit of a refit on the Dudley shop, to put a bit of a stage in there, to put the cloud wall in there, and do all the stuff that we always planned on doing at the time where the market started to decline as far as vape shop sales went. So the shop's big enough to do that. It's a wicked fucking vape. Mike knows. I mean, Midland Vaping probably put on some of the best meats in the country back in the day. And I feel blessed that we've got that shop to be able to do it. So we will definitely be doing something by summer, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I want to see as well. I do want to see vape meets. I just always get paranoid, because then I think you get all these people who are always online and constantly, like the group we've got is booming, absolutely booming, and then it's trying to get them people from sitting behind a computer or a phone to actually get somewhere in real life, and that's the nerve-wracking thing for me.
2 years ago, they did. 2 years ago, me and Tasha drove 5 hours to Edinburgh to Highland Clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3 years ago. We spent the night there, paid for a hotel, went to the vape meet, paid for a night in the fucking hotel, had a fucking food and whatever else, drove 5 hours back.
It's hard. It's hard. This is like the start of how to get everything back to how it was, isn't it? Really, let's be realistic. Getting the energy of everybody getting back into it and getting.
Mike's a perfect example. Then Mike worked at Midland Vaping, one of the biggest shops in fact, it's definitely the biggest shop in Dudley. It's one of the biggest shops in the Midlands, I would think. I'm not saying it's the biggest before anyone goes, no, ours is 21 square foot bigger than yours, but it's a big old shop. It's a big old vape shop. But actually, Mike came to our shop before in Yardley when we had a vape meet there, and it was fucking ramming from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, ramming, there's people upstairs, on the stairs, downstairs, outside. It was just a wicked, wicked buzz. Them nights are different now. They're not the same because people are a bit like, I'm just at home on my pod system, mate. I don't even want to come and blow clouds. But actually, when you've got the likes of Ollie Deeks picking up their tube and using it for the hobby and using the pod system to stop smoking, it rekindles that whole, you know what, fuck it, man. Getting on the phone to Chris JB, fly down to Birmingham, there's a fucking vape meeting going, oh, I can't be arsed now. And fucking 5 people saying, get on the plane, you lazy fat prick, and fucking come down and we'll have a good night. And then because they're going, more people come because such and such going, they'll go because they're going to other people come. That's what makes a vape meet. People walking into the shop saying, hi, I'm Paul Harrison, I've spoke to you on the group, and they're like, fucking hell, mate, nice to meet you. That's how it used to be. That's how it always was, do you know what I mean? And now it's a bit like everyone knew everyone, and it's a bit like, well, I don't really need to drive to Paul's shop because I can see him anytime or whatever. But I think that whole vibe of vape meets and cloud comps in the shops and all them things there is definitely, yeah, I mean, Mike we're having to lug the fucking settees around just to make enough room upstairs for the fucking cloud competition. And it was a joke, and I mean, literally, the fucking upstairs was full. The whole of the stairs was full. I went downstairs in the shop afterwards. That was fucking Randolphy. Madness. And actually, and I've said it before, as much as we've seen a difference in our takings on days like that, I never, ever said to Tash, oh, we've had a bit of a slow month, we need to put a vape meter. We used to spend fucking several £100 on food. Fucking, we bought fucking stereos to take into that speaker that we use at fucking Vape Expo. We literally bought that on our way to the shop for our first ever vape meet, and I was like, fuck, I ain't even got a fucking speaker. And we stopped at Curry's and spent 250 quid on a speaker. We bought food, we bought drinks, we bought soft drinks, beer. But actually, it's more of a thank you for the people that support you all the time. But then when Grey Eyes in Nottingham had a vape meet on, we had some t-shirts made and we fucking landed up there 10 strong, and we got involved and had a laugh and a joke. You know yourself, we drove up to Dales regularly for vape meets, and just on a Saturday, I couldn't make it your first opening. When you were working for Dan, you opened the first shop, I couldn't make it. So the next Saturday, me and Tash jumped in the car and we drove up, just say, well done, congratulations, smashed the back out of it, fucking jobs are good. And people, Dale, and you drove down to my shop many times, you know what I mean? And it's just what people do. Then it became a bit like, oh, I can't be asked with that because I'm not even using a mech anyway. I honestly believe that this whole group can rekindle that urge to go, you know what, fuck it, man, let's go to the meet and have a laugh and let's speak to people we ain't spoke to properly for fucking 3 years.
Yeah. If everybody's up for a vape meet, there's a lot of comments, people saying, I'm up for a meet, I'm up for a meet. If you guys are up for it, you know what I mean? Let us know. It's not just necessarily us that can put on meetings, other people can put on meetings, and we can go to them. We've got the perfect reader with the Dudley store. But if other people want to do it, we've got to support each other at the end of the day. It's got to be the community vibe back. Do you know what I mean? As Paul's saying, driving up to fucking Scotland, fuck that.
Mad ones fucking all over the place. And I mean, we were lucky that actually there was such a dense population of good quality shops within a stone's throw of us, that we could go to the Greys meets, we'd go to the Evolution meets, they came to our meets, and fucking Ace of Eight meets, and all them people that had good stores, and everyone knew each other, and then people travelled to them specifically. But genuinely, we always tried to go to wherever we could. We've been to fucking CCR in Hereford. We've been to which was the one in Cardiff.
That was the UK Vape Lounge, wasn't it?
UK Vape Lounge. We went down to London, up to fucking Vapor Bar or whatever it's called, Vapor Boutique or
Vapor Boutique, yeah.
Boutique, and we've travelled around and done our bit. You know what I mean? And I think like when we done that last tour in 2017, towards the end of that year was when shit started just sort of taking a downfall, and people going, oh, I'm about mates along the pod systems and rare. But we've had 18 months out now. Let's kick it back up in the air and let's see what we can do. We have, I've managed to speak to Jay at Expo. Jay couldn't be on the show tonight, and he was supposed to be on the show tonight, but we will have an arena area for October Expo that is sealed off. It's in the venue, but it's its own area. It'll have its own stage, 9-meter stage. It'll have a cloud wall. We will have some competitions, both trick and cloud. We will have big prize money. I don't know how much exactly yet because we're still deciding how all this is going to be funded, because it's not going to be cheap to put together, but it will happen. And we'll have an advocacy booth next to our stand that's teaching people safe building, battery wrapping, battery safety, mech safety. And we're just going to take it back old school. I spoke to some of there you go, Mikey's on this one. And actually, I do want Mike involved anyway, just as someone who's classed as an OG cloud chaser and someone who's involved in that scene. I've spoke to a few of the OG cloud chasers who used to get up on stage and do competitions and ask them about whether they're prepared to be judges, because I think that'll show a real progression in what we do, that the people that used to win the comps are now judging the comps. And I'm dead excited to say that I believe we will have the best venue in the country, certainly, to showcase that as a hobby stroke cloud chasing stroke tricking thing in October Expo. So it's 99% more than likely going to be a Mod Wars worldwide arena, which is cool. So it's not going to be sponsored. It's not going to be an endless thing. However, we are looking for sponsors for both hardware and for liquids, and they have to pay for that sponsorship. That will help fund some of the actual floor space, and there needs a stage to be built, and there needs to be a backdrop put in there, and the cloud wall, and all that sort of good stuff, lighting, PA system, etc., etc. But I'm really excited, and so me and Jay Cox have spent a long time talking about what we can do. We had a massive long conversation last night. He was hoping to come on the show tonight, but he's got family. He had a family situation that he said, I might be on, I might not be. It depends how things pan out tomorrow. And he phoned me about 5 o'clock. Now, I mean, basically, Mike, you're saying there, fuck sponsorships. It's not necessarily about sponsors as such. It's more, we've got a big old floor space, so it'll probably hold somewhere in the region of 200 people. So it's a big area. Within that area, there's a 9 metre long stage. There's a 9 metre wide backdrop that's 3 metres high. So it's probably going to cost somewhere in the region of $5,000 to have that area sheeted off, to have the stage put in, to have the fucking all the trusses put in for the backdrops and stuff like that, the PA system, the lighting system. So we will be getting people to sponsor advertising space on that back wall, which will literally fund both the prize money for the winners and fund the actual project of doing what we want to do. It's not a huge amount of money on the scale of things for what people are spending to be at Expo. I've already spoke to the likes of Vapors Cloud, Deathwish Mods, HDNE, obviously Endless. I've spoke to some of the other companies about whether they want to be involved. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. I've been trying. Me and Taz Dean from Grays have been passing like ships in the night. So I want to speak to Taz about getting the VGod lads involved in also judging the trick competition, which will also be cool because them boys fucking put tricking on the map. So ultimately, what we'll do is sometime over the next 5 months is we'll be running some competitions on Mod Wars worldwide to get some entrants through there who can enter the competitions, etc. We're going to put a decent fucking prize fund for first and second place. Make it worth people's worthwhile like it used to be back in the day. So that's as much as I'm going to say for tonight, because me and Jay have still got a lot of stuff to talk about. But it's exciting all the same that actually Jay is keen enough to try and revive this part of the industry, to actually literally donate the floor space. Now, this floor space is going to be big. It's going to be an area that's not normally used, that they can. So you'll have to be inside the event to go through into it. But once you're in there, you can't walk out through it. It's actually a closed off area, so it's a full Mod Wars worldwide arena. So it'll have the stage. It needs to be highly organised, just on the basis that we want to give trophies to the winners on the stage on the Sunday when they're giving out the best juice awards, etc., etc. So we want to try and actually make it part of that show. And all that means is if it's successful this time, it will happen again in May, it will happen again in October, and then also there's a possibility it could happen across the season, different expos. So as a Mod Wars worldwide thing, it's just, I mean, it's cool. Again, the thing, going back to the group, it's got people from all corners of the world on that group. And because of that, because of time differences, the page is ticking along 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've literally hardly been on Facebook today. And I got in from work today and I spent an hour and a half just scrolling through the group, watching people's videos, liking their videos, liking comments, commenting. It's wicked, fantastic to see. I'm loving it.
It is good, and as you say, it is everybody. And I feel like even though it's not the biggest group on Facebook or anything, it is definitely one of the most active Facebook groups at this minute in time for vaping.
I've never been on that. Even Mech Addiction in its day weren't as active as this. Don't get me wrong, Mech Addiction was a wicked group, but it was different to this because it had sales posts in there, and it was a lot more sales orientated around authentics and stuff like that. And yes, we'd post unchecked, and yes, we'd do call out videos. We're getting something like 3 videos to every 5 posts, which is fantastic. People taking their time to record a video and post a video because someone's called them out or because they want to call someone else out. It's fucking wicked. Got to support Paul and Big Tom from YouTube.
I'm not Big Tom from YouTube. I'm Big Tom from Endless. What are you talking about?
I'm literally going to get you a hoodie made with Big Tom from YouTube with a big crosser of YouTube and then Endless underneath. Last time I was in a group, like my drawers was UK Banter back in its heyday.
See, there was a lot of groups. Oh, Thomas. Good evening, Thomas.
Mr. Thomas Schwartz, all the way from Germany. Good evening to you, sir. I can't say that in German because I'm an ignorant prick and I don't know what any German apart from knowing.
I know a few swear words in German, but I ain't going to be using them.
I literally don't know German.
Pascal told me a few things. A few things that I won't be saying over the week.
I honestly think he was from Germany, but did you know that he was actually an Austrian?
Who Pascal?
Hitler, you prick.
Who?
Hitler! The fucking Hitler.
Oh, Hitler. Oh, Hitler.
Yeah. He was actually Austrian. I always thought he was a German.
Hitler?
Yeah.
He shares a birthday with me. Never. 20th of April is Hitler's birthday.
While we're on, and we've got Mike in here, and we've got you there drinking water, I've noticed that some of them OG cloud chasers, right, drink a drink before they cloud chase. Does it help improve the density of the cloud?
You saw me drinking water the other day, didn't you?
No, but I noticed Steve Hollands does it, and someone else done it who also blows big clouds. Now I know that can dehydrate you. I also know that part of the actual vapor is some of the moisture from your body. So I was thinking yesterday, if I get a glass of ice cold water and drink it right before I do a fucking call out video, does it make your cloud denser or doesn't it? Am I just like being a nut?
I reckon you should do it. The reason I do it is because when I'm clouding, I usually get fucking, and you know you'll have this as well. And anybody who's got a beard or a fucking tash gets fucking vape on, like juice on top of your fucking lip. And I always drink, so I've got moist lips for a cloud. That's the reason I drink.
I just didn't know whether I was like better off trying to tuck a couple of ice cubes at the back of my mouth. So the vapor comes through, it just drops it to about fucking 1 degree and makes it dense, dank.
Yeah, but it's hot. In it hot water.
Well, the thing is that I know that Tom O'Connell said something about having bowls of warm water, and what that actually does, it puts moisture in the air, which makes the cloud look denser like it would if you're blowing it outside in a misty night. But I'm thinking if I got the aircon on and proper drop the temp, because if you do it inside a fucking cold warehouse, it's sick.
Yeah, because it stays, doesn't it? It stays in a cold warehouse. It's about humidity in it. Like, there used to be certain things you'd do when you did a cloud video online. So your 45-degree angle, you've got to have your 45-degree angle down.
Thomas Watson, Germany is the best, but I would beg to differ if you're Jewish. Not everyone might think that Germany is the best if some of their family members were part of the biggest genocide in fucking history. But let's not discuss that on this light-hearted vaping show. Fucking hell, taking back 2013 with cloud videos in the bathroom with the hot shower running.
See,
I always thought that, Matt, you know what all that is, mate, is when it goes through the steam, it's like if you shine a light through the vape, it makes it look different. And I'd imagine if you've got the vape going through humidity, it just carries in the actual vapor that's in the air. Maybe I don't know. I don't understand what
it makes it
I
look
don't know,
thicker,
I
doesn't
don't
it?
know if you've ever noticed, but if you blow your vape onto a candle, it disappears.
Right? What, because of the wax?
I don't know. I was literally popping O's one day, and I was aiming for the fucking Yankee candle, and as the O fell onto the Yankee candle, it completely disappeared. And then I was standing by the vape, and I was just blowing my vape onto the burning flame slowly, and it literally burns. Just like, it don't burn off, you can't see anything happening, but the vape disappears.
Has this candle got to be lit?
Mad cunt.
This candle got to be lit.
I mean, yeah, we had a candle in the living room burning, and I just noticed as the vape was going on, it was disappearing.
I've just noticed this candle's never been fucking lit, and it's fucking wonky as shit. It's like it's been melted in the sun or something.
In church on a Sunday would be quite a good place to vape.
In a church.
Candles that are fucking burning.
Right over fucking remembrance tea lights. Right over the top of them. I don't want to know if I light this candle, my mum might fucking kill me.
Mate, you know that knock you off the fucking
chair. Mate, she'll wrap this fucking candle around my fucking head. We also, what is Thomas saying? We also have to cloud chase and do not always blow in your camera, sir. What's it mean? Water vapor will disappear with your heat. It's called evaporation. Check the choir boy candle. Wonder where that's been. It's fucking white and clean. What are you talking about?
When I was younger, we went into the church when it was Easter, and they got the nativity scene and pinched money out of it. And I've just asked, I'm just fucking repenting my sins here to God live on a fucking live film.
So I want to know why Mike ran the shower. What did it do to your vape when you ran the red hot shower? That's what I want to know. What was the purpose of running the shower? Because it must have done something to the vape.
Because when the vape goes through the steam, it will make it look denser. Same as it does if you're out on a fucking foggy night. And there's some of that when you're outside to do with the cold, but then also if you've got a lot of more, if you've got a really, what you go out in them nights where it's quite damp but crisp and cold, actually when you blow the vape out, it's attracting water vapor that's in the air as well, which just makes the cloud look denser. But I know, like, for instance, when fucking Thomas does their mad fucking turbo blows, and he's like blowing the cloud out and it's staying fairly static, and the next one's joining it, and I mean, that looks sick anyway, because it's just like filling an open space with fucking vape. I watched a video yesterday where someone popped a fat O outside and literally fucking held his hands there, and the O weren't moving because the fucking wind must have just been keeping it just from behind, and it spread and spread and spread, and he started popping O's into me, and he just had this massive fucking fatty in front of him, just not moving. He looked sick as fuck. And then he moved out of the way and it just started drifting backwards.
Sick.
Fucking naughty.
Sick. So if we do this cloud comp at fucking Expo, they're gonna have to turn off the fucking aircon.
No, they're not, because we're in a closed area.
So when there's no aircon and stuff like that?
We've got a roof, sides, everything, so it's completely enclosed. So you can be able to trick in there, cloud comp in there. We've got this on lock, mate. It's going to be set up properly to do what it needs to do.
I like that. I'm thinking of doing a cloud video tonight with some fucking boiling hot water in my fucking kitchen.
In the shower, in my fucking pants. Give me some of that. Now, to be fair, I think the tap on our, we've got a mixer shower that runs off the central heating, and the fucking hot tap got a bit stiff, and I feel like the fucking tap, it spins, it turns and everything, and it's got like a lock on it, so you can't go too hot, so the kids have to press the button instead of. But I feel like that tap's just spinning, and the tap's locked on boiling hot. It's fucking toasty, mate. Like, I need to take the tap off and see if the fucking valve's gone stiff or something get wrong with it. Our shower.
You've got a bath, haven't you? You've got a bath though, haven't you? Yeah. Fill the fucking bath up with red hot fucking water.
When you open the bathroom door, because we've got our smoke alarms are wired, they pick up temperature change, not just smoke.
Oh, fucking hell.
So overnight, so I've come out the shower at fucking midnight, open the bathroom door, the fucking steam comes out, bam, fucking, and then it sets the downstairs one off.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's fucking pain in the arse. And yet the vapor has only once ever, in 11 years we've been in this house, has only once ever set the smoke alarm off.
Fucking
and that was one day when we were all in the kitchen. It was like a fucking a BMW from 1982, man. It was hot boxed to fucking hell. And someone opened the door from the kitchen into the hallway, and the fucking whole kitchen emptied of vape and set the fucking vape alarm off. But normally, I've been vaping hard in our house, and they've never gone off. But they are sensitive to heat. So that's like, say, if you open the bathroom door when you've had a hot bath in there, and we've got an extractor fan that's built into the light, so when the lights are on, it's extracting hot air anyway. But then if the bathroom window's open, you open the door and it just and the steam sort of drifts out the bathroom. You can't see this happening, but you open the door. By the time I've walked to the bedroom, I'm fucking then. We've got 9-foot ceilings as well, so I can't even reach them, even on tippy toes. So I've got a fucking towel wrap around me. I'm trying to find the fucking thing that opens the loft hatch, that pulls the loft ladders down, try and fucking press the button on the smoke alarm. The fucking one downstairs beeping its fucking tits off. It's all long, mate. It's all long.
So this means, are we going back to back against a swimming pool, X?
So what I'm thinking is, if we can get the rounds done properly, if we can say, if we go for 32 people, then that'll get whittled down to 16. That'll get whittled down to 8. That'll get whittled down to 42 winner. So we need 32 entrants for a cloud comp. Now, at this minute in time, the detail isn't sorted, so I'm not going to say this is definitely what's happening, but in my head, so many heats will be held on Saturday. Maybe the last 4 or 5 heats will be held on the Sunday morning, bearing in mind that Vapor Expo's awards go out at 1 o'clock. So we need to be tied up by 12 o'clock in order for them to do what they've got to do for the award ceremony, which is not just for Cloud Comp, but also for best juice, best menthol, best stand, and all that other malarkey that they do. So, Mike, if you want a new mod, just message me, mate. I can hook you up with something.
I have a spastic fire alarm. It goes off with MTL vape, but fuck me, if you burn toast and it adds flames, it don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's shocking, mate. Look, whenever I'm cooking in here, the smoke alarm's always cheering me up. It's like, or look, say if I've got a Sunday dinner cooking in there, and I'll shut the door. You open that door and the heat fucking leaves here that quick. It fucking sets the cunts off, even if there's no smoke. It's literally heat sensitive as well, which is a pain in the arse.
No, I think this cloud comp going forward, it would be brilliant, and I think doing it on to do a few rounds on for entrance on the group would be mint, because then
I'm thinking if we get, like, say 20, if we've done 32, if we had 24 entrants from the group, and that's got to be people that are prepared to travel. If you get through, we'll obviously give you tickets for the Saturday and Sunday. But you need to be available Saturday and Sunday, because you might be in the final that's going to run over into the Sunday. The same for I don't know how the trick comp's going to work, whether we just have a trick comp on the Saturday and a different one on the Sunday, or whether people go through to the Sunday one and we have another showdown with the last 4 or 6 people or 8 people or whatever, with a minute each on the stage doing what they've got to do. But then I'm thinking, if we've done 24 from the group, and then we've done 4 from vape meets, and then 4 people that actually attend Expo, or even a few from vape meets and some for Expo, we do 20 on the group, fucking 6 vape meets and whatever the difference is, another 6 people from Expo, so we can have a little mini competition early on the Saturday morning, and the best 6 people go through then to the actual final 32. It can just be a fun thing, man. I don't want this to be about people turning up going, yeah, my fucking mod's better than yours, you do good. And then the other thing to think about then is, and this is something that we'll start to speak to the group after next week when I finalise more stuff with Jay's. Do we run a 18650, not even 18650, but let's say run a 650 series. So you could use 18650, 2650, 26650, and then a 700 series. So it might be that we end up going for 16, 18, 650, 16, 700. Because we have to appreciate the fact that 700 is a thing there.
Yeah.
So to dismiss it in a cloud comp, I don't know whether we should or we shouldn't. Or do we just go back old school, single tube, 18650, 0.1 build lowest, knock yourself out. Register, but once you've registered, you have to give us your deck. We take it off you, we stick it on the ohms meter, we make sure it's right. When you're up on stage, we give you your deck back. If you get through to the next round, you fucking bring your deck back in, you put it back in your bag, it's numbered up, you get it back when you're on stage next time round. You know what I mean? Maybe some, I don't know. We've got to sort out really the detail of it.
I like that, but then I sit here and I also think about fucking, like I've told you, like outlaw comp, like an old school run what you brung sort of. You can use tanks, you can use whatever, just to get people who wouldn't necessarily use mech, but like the idea of it and like the idea of having a little bit of a competition, bit of fun, and brings everybody into it. That's my thing as well. I also like the vibe of bringing it old school, but also new school, so people can get involved that don't necessarily mech.
Well, I'm also thinking then is, I mean, what we've got to try and do is decide what the final figure is. Now, it has to be 8, 16 or 32. It can't be 24 because that leaves 12. 12 leaves 6, 6 leaves 3, and that don't fucking work. So it's got to be multiples of 8, 16, 32. Then if we had time, we could do 64, 128, because that is the only way it comes down to 8 to 42 to 1 winner. So it's got to be, like I say, we can either do 16 or 32. Now, the other thing I'm thinking, can we do an event where some of the vendors that are going can register? And a bit like the fucking FIFA that they have on the Vapor round is where, like, we have 32 entrants from vendors. First 32 to sign up are done. We allocate them a time. Them 2 fucking vendors come down, have a back-to-back. The winner goes through, and we break that down to a winner. That's not going to be for prize money. That's just going to be for shits and giggles. That's going to be the opportunity for Dale to get his TYV boys up there, for me to get the Endless lads up there, or whatever it is, and actually just have a little bit of banter, fucking cheering on the actual vendors that are vending at that place. So, and then we've got the opportunity of an outlaw one where we might have just 8 people through for an outlaw.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I say that detail has to be put together, but it's got to be put together pretty quick because we need to draw up pretty regimented timetables to make this work over the weekend, because while we're doing this and managing this, we've also got our own stand to manage as well. So it can't detract from what we're there for. However, I do believe that we'll have enough time to put on a really good show. There's going to be time where the stage is available for people to just go and have cloud competitions with their mates in a free-for-all and take some social media pictures for themselves and take their pictures with their friends and do what they want to do. We'll announce 10 minutes before that you need to clear the stage because the next round's about to start. So yeah, I just feel like we can have a really, really wicked weekend, and people will go just to be part of that because that's what they enjoy doing. They don't want to necessarily walk around the expo and look for a new mod, whether that be a mechanical mod or a fucking pod device. They just want to go there because their pals are going, and when they get there, they're going to try and get into this competition and try and win themselves some dough.
Ian, you're going to get yourself fucking kicked out of this group.
Way before October.
Saying that though, speaking of Ian, I'm just going to big him up for a minute. Last night when he did that video in the fucking ladies' top, I swear to fucking God, I was crying with laughter. Not just crying with laughter, but it brought a proper old school fun energy back, and it was a fucking laugh, and he didn't care and didn't give a shit if anybody said he fucking looked like an ugly bird and whatnot. And it just, to me, I really enjoyed that. Don't know about you personally, because you obviously then put up a picture of you as a fucking bird, video of you as a bird. To me, it just brought a fun energy back to it, and I thought, you know what, this teaser is just for a laugh.
I love the fact that people can do very serious call outs. I like the fact that Pixie gets up there and fucking throws a few shapes while she's doing her videos. I like the fact that Ian gets up and has a laugh and a joke. I like the fact that Max, who's fucking busy, will take 5 minutes to record a video. Leon the same. I like the fact that Tasha sat and done her first ever call out in the car. We were driving to Midland and she's like, fucking, I've been called out. I need to do that video. And I was like, my mod's there, man, knock yourself out. And I swear, to be honest, she was stressing. She was like, oh, what do I say? And I was like, you know what, just say, I'm calling out such and such. This is what I'm using. Bam, bam, bam. But just do it. Don't watch it back. Just fucking upload the content. I've said that to lots of people. When I first started this, mate, I'd start recording my videos at 10 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't post my video till 3 in the afternoon. I felt like I perfected it. The other day when I'd done it, I was choking my fucking lungs up, and I was like, "Fuck it, man! Post the cunts up. It is what it is." Do you know what I mean? But I love the fact that there's such a wide, fucking very tall level of competency, knowledge, experience. People that have only been back, people that bought their first Met mods in the last fortnight, which is fantastic. As long as they're being used safely, and if they're not, there's lots of people in that group who you can message to get some good advice. The fact that people are going, you know what, I'm getting my first mech is fucking brilliant for this whole thing. And it's like, I know that people are going, why can't we just watermark, or it's the only picture I've got. And I'm like, you've literally added the watermark to a picture. Next to that watermark picture in your phone is a picture without the watermark on it. Post that one. And even like in Mech Addiction last night, Eric posted up saying, should we apply these rules? And like people saying, actually, no, I'm fucking sick of hashtags. I'm sick of what. That was the general consensus. There was obviously people saying, well, 1 or 2 watermarks isn't too bad. And someone commented saying, well, if someone's posted a picture of the mod and you can't really see what it is, then obviously 1 watermark's not so bad. But then I'm like, who the fuck is taking a picture of a mod that you can't see what it is in such a way that a watermark's going to let you know what that mod is? They're just fucking product shots. And if your product shot's that bad that you can't see what mod it is, you need to sort your shit out and sort your product shots out, because they're not that fucking good. But then there's other people that have got a mod. It's literally like me posting that. I don't know if you can see Classic on that.
Just.
There we go. It's like me posting that picture there and then having a Classic watermark. It fucking says it right there.
It's just stupid. It is fucking stupid. You see that, and then I always go back to Ian, and he's doing his videos, and he's like, and when he did that video, when he said to you, "Sorry, I'm in a disclosed, location. I'm not here," and to me, that's banter. That's fun. That's what it's meant to be. You're not going to put on there, "You're a cock," because it was funny. It was a giggle. It was a laugh. That's
the bottom line is, if whether it be Ian or anyone else, and for me, I don't care if they're the most popular person on the group. I don't care if they're the least popular person. I'll support them both ways. If Ian does a video every day in front of Grays going, "Oh, I'm in front of the sign again," and it starts to look like it's fucking just being a snidey cunt, I'd remove him from the group. And if people that like Ian say, "Well, that's not on, we're leaving," we'll see you later. The fact that I actually thought the one where he started off with the sign and then shifted the camera and said, "I'm in a disclosed location," it's funny. And even people post, like, there's a difference between someone posting like someone posted earlier saying, "Fuck me, the first picture of my first ever regulated and my first ever mech, and it was a 134 and a King mod." Now that's much different to someone hand checking a billet box, with a liquid saying, "Oh, this is today's Cara." Because actually, what I wanted to try and create with this group was a little bit of nostalgia. So if that means that a few bits of wires are thrown in every now and again, I've not got an issue with that. If someone's hand checking wired mods every day just to be a twat, actually go and post it in a group that allows you to do that. Or if you want to
do the no wire thing,
mate, I just think that, I mean, I'm of mixed opinion with Kevin,
because what I was saying is, because like
this mod is full mech, but running from the bottom of there up the side of there is a piece of silver wire. Now it's solid silver from the bottom all the way up inside the internals there and back out there to get the negative from the bottom back up to the 510. But it's fully mechanical. The switch is mechanical, which is behind there. It's literally you can hear the switch is an actual firing pin as opposed to a switch. For me, that's full mech. If you look at Mark Wilkes' suicide boxes, I'm not sure what the switch is on that. But if it's a mechanical switch, then it's mech stroke unregulated.
Yeah, there's a big argument.
You know what? I sort of get the argument that is wire exactly the same as the fucking contacts inside the squonk box.
That's what I say. If it's not for me personally, if it's not regulating power, then when I say it's not
mechanical stroke unregulated, for me is one of the same thing. But if you're using an electronic switch,
that needs a MOSFET.
Not mechanical,
because a MOSFET regulates power to the switch, doesn't it? That's where it comes a grey area, because a MOSFET isn't mechanical. It is, but it isn't, because then you are regulating power to the switch, so you're not blowing the switch out because it's an amp rated switch.
So if you've got a full mechanical switch that does not rely on a MOSFET, then to me it's mechanical stroke unregulated. They're pretty much one of the same. But then you've got some unregulated devices that aren't mech, because they've got even a electronic switch.
Well, look at the fush, for example. Looks like a tube. Isn't a tube. He's not a tube mod.
He's a tube mod, you prick, because
it's not a mech mod, is it?
It's not full mech, no. And I mean, people say it's semi-mech, and I'm like, that's such a stupid status. That's like saying I'm semi-millionaire. I've got 40 quid in the bank. But I'm nearly there. It's like it's either mechanical stroke unregulated or it's not.
Yeah.
And when I was admin on Mech Addiction, it took me ages to argue the toss that suicide boxes should be allowed in there. But if they had a MOSFET in them, they can't be allowed in there because it's different.
How I labelled it last night when I was having the conversation with Kev, my words to Kev were, and Kev agreed with me on this, is it's an insulated plate. If you really don't want to call it wires, it's an insulated plate, because it's doing exactly the same way what a squonk plate would do. It's not. All it is just connecting one connection to the other. Yeah. It's not regulating any power whatsoever, because it's not protecting the switch, because it hasn't got a MOSFET to protect the switch. It's literally got wires to connect. So if you really want it to be that finicky, it's an insulated fucking plate.
Well, on that tank crossing that I've got that's converted to series, that's actually got 16 gauge solid wire soldered to the top of the plates to make the connection, because they obviously cut the plate in half because it used to be parallel, and he's sheathed the wire with insulation, but it's solid 16 gauge wire. You could hammer that flat with a fucking hammer and make yourself a squonk internal.
Exactly.
Maybe not a squonk internal, but you get my gist. It's solid wire. Yeah. And then even if it's multi-strand, does it make any fucking difference? So my point is that if you have to use the RDA fill as the only way of regulating the power on that,
then it's mech.
And there's no power control going through the switch whatsoever. It is what it is. Then it's a mechanical stroke unregulated, because you've got some people that say that a box mod can't be mechanical because it's got a switch on it and it's got wires, but actually it's fully unregulated. It's literally battery power regulated by the build on the RDA.
Yeah.
That's my personal take on it, and because it's my group, I can decide what the fuck's allowed on there. And people are posting a billet box. What someone the other day posted a fucking Hexone V2. So I deleted the post, and they're like, anyone know why my post's been deleted? And I was like, yeah, you posted a Hexone V2, mate. And he's like, yeah, it's as good as mechanical. Well, it's got a fucking potentiometer on it, mate, to control your power. It's like the most not mechanical thing ever. It's like saying my car's automatic, I have to change gear.
You see, then because I don't mind. See, because I've had people like Steve Greenwood message me and tag me in the post of a day. He used the mech and then used the regulated and said, "I'm sorry, Tom, it's got wires in it. Don't get on my case." He's used the mech first. To me, it's sort of like
live feed on Sunday through the group, and actually I was just driving over to pick Billy up, so it's going to take me 45-50 minutes to do a round trip. I went live on the group just to say fucking thank you everyone that's supporting that group, because actually it's just the buzz in there is wicked, man. I love it, and I hate the fact like today I've been that busy at work, even though pretty much it's been talking to my brother. I just haven't been sat with my phone in my hand. I was chatting to Tash a bit this afternoon, but generally I didn't have my phone in my hand. I didn't have my computer on, so I weren't even like flicking through Facebook. We were just chatting and fucking catching up, really. But then I hate the fact that when I go on it, it's been so active. I've not been involved, not because I want to be involved, but I want people to know that we're there watching, and I genuinely appreciate the support that everyone's giving. If Maxim can only do one video a week because he's busy, the fact that he does that one video a week is fucking brilliant. If Leon gets 2 minutes in the shop and he's only sat down in the chair blowing some clouds, it's fucking brilliant. But actually yesterday, he done a video from picture from Cheeky Vape, and he went over to Grays and done a video with Ian, and just people taking that few minutes to say, you know what, I'm going to post on that group. That means a lot to me. It means a lot that we've managed to capture people.
And all the big Americans in their fucking massive garages.
But literally, if I knock down all the walls in the bottom of my house, and my house is a decent size, it's still not as big as some of their cunts' garages.
I've seen some geezer in there.
All them fucking, them teddy bear snakes that you used to have by the doors back in the day. The blow a cloud, it fucking stays there. They go back and drip, and it's the fucking last cloud still just hovering. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why is there no wind in there at all? What the fuck's going on?
I'm telling you, like, I've seen some of them, and they've got like 3 cars in, and they've still got room to fucking dance in there. It's brilliant though to see that, as you say, it's not just us people from the UK. It's fucking Germans. I've seen fucking Americans, Canadians, people from around the world. And if this Cloud Combat Expo can get to them people, and then people want to enter and come across the globe to just have a bit of fun and get involved with the community, it's fucking amazing.
Definitely. Ian's put there, the Noisy Cricket V1 has a seesaw plate, same thing, mech. But the Noisy Cricket V1 was a full mech, the V2 wasn't.
It is a full mech, yeah. The V2 had a fucking one of them. Well, how do you say it? What do you say it?
Geometer.
That's it. It had one of them on the middle of it, didn't it? The most that mod itself was the most scariest fucking mod, cheapest, scariest mod ever.
The Noisy Cricket.
Yeah.
Because so many knobheads bought it and screwed the fucking RDA off that and stuck it on and went, fucking hell, man, these done half it hard. And I'm not surprised, mate, you're running 0.09 on a fucking series, you mad cunt. And they're like, what series? Because people just didn't know, did they? And it literally hit the market at $34.99 or whatever for a series mod, mech mod. I swear, the amount of posts I've seen back in the day of people going, yeah, look how we mint this hits for 35 quid. I'm like, fucking put a 0.05 on your single tube and it'll hit the fucking same.
I remember some geezer putting up a video and it fucking setting on fire and it that fucking low on them.
No, I've had a single tube blow like that where I've faked it drier than I thought, and then I'm pulsing it and it's fucking blew the cotton. I used to use that then to light my fag. It's like it was never mad. Scared the fuck out of me and sold it straight away.
PWM, that's it. PWM, what's it saying? And Ian, that made my day. That didn't stop smiling for the rest of the night. See, that was the nice thing, because even Leon meeting Ian, and Leon messaged me and said, "Where the fuck is Ian?" And I just said, "He's literally down the fucking road from you." I said, "Get in touch with him." So obviously they got in touch with each other and they met each other. And obviously this is just from Ian being fucking mad on the group and Leon going, "Do you know what? Fuck it, this geezer's got something about him. I'm going to go see him." You know how mad that is, just him thinking, "Do you know what? This kid's got something about him. Let's go have a little bit of a giggle. Let's go put up a video." It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, mate, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I can say that one of my sort of mad moments in this industry was when I was walking through Expo and Eric Hutchinson. Excuse the noise. When I was walking through Expo at a point where Eric Hutchinson was probably the biggest face in the whole of the industry by a country mile. And he was like, "Hey, there's Paul from Endless Mods." And I was like, "No way." Fucking proper mad fanboy moment. And we had a picture talk. And he got my Cerakote clean in his hand. And I've got the fucking Chubby before it was released as the Endo, because he was still with AV and whatever. And it proper blew my mind that actually, for someone of that stature in this industry on a global scale, cool. And literally, mate, he was getting fanboy to fuck. All these little hanger-on were hanging around his arsehole trying to get a fucking AV sponsorship so they could get a free able. And he was like, "At 1 minute," and he called me out and walked over to me. And I was like, "That's fucking madness." It blew my head. And it's like, but back then it meant something. I remember posting a picture going, "No way, as if I met Eric today," and it was like mad. And now the geezer's a bit fucking, I'm not going to say anything actually, because he'll end up putting a lawsuit on me because he rolls that way. I'm not going to say, for Eric's a lovely geezer. But back then it did. I mean, that was actually the Expo, weren't it? Where on the Monday loads of people posting, yes, mate, I've got my AV sponsorship. And about 4 days later, Eric fucking bailed, mate, and no one had a sponsorship. Everyone had that face you make when Eric Hutchinson offers you a sponsorship, but he forgets to tell the gaffers. Funny.
Oh, the fucking times. It's meant, like, even going back to when you got me that hoodie, and I still have that hoodie to today, and I've mentioned it a few times, but that I'm with my adopted father hoodie. I've still got that hoodie, and that hoodie's what, 4-year-old. I've still got that hoodie, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's nostalgia for me, just knowing that. Because I even remember how we got to saying that. You was on a live feed, and I said, and you on about having hoodies done and stuff, and I said, Paul, haven't you got a hoodie with my adopted father written on it, my adopted son on it, or adopted father, or whatever? And you rocked up to Expo, and I'm not going to, this is no disrespect for Dale, anything like that, but I had my TY with you, and I just threw it straight off and threw Paul's hoodie straight off.
For about 3 minutes, you couldn't.
Nah, because I took the picture.
To be honest, mate, I would not ever put someone in a predicament where I'm expecting to wear something I've given while they're working on understanding. It was more just a gift to you, do you know what I mean? And actually, the fact you put it on, we had a picture talk, and you got back into your TY. But I mean, it's them sort of things. Do you know what I mean? It's actually just the fact that people used to take time to walk over to you and say, hi, it's in your Friday. It was just like there was just a different vibe in there. And as much as, and I've said this a dozen times, let me just let this fucking dog in before I smash it.
Good evening to Mr. Ollie Deeks. He's in the house. What's up, Ollie? Ollie Deeks is in the house.
Mr. Ollie, the cloud blowing, fucking mod using mechanical masters in the house. Yeah, for as much as we had a good expert, the vibe in there this time for me was what led to this whole thing. It led to me speaking to the likes of Ollie and Chris Bones and Maxim and saying, how the fuck do we revive this? What do we need to do to fucking shove a rocket up this arse and get it going again? And I said this on a live feed last week, that when I spoke to these people originally, I honestly said to all of them, as some of the older people that started this whole thing and made it move along, can we not pretend to be excited? Can we not put on a false front and let people know it's okay to blow a cloud? And what I found was, for me personally, just the very first day that I started digging out some mechs and cleaning some shit and doing a build, more passion come back that quick.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got the likes of Ollie messaging me after fucking 2 days saying, mate, I've got the soy out, man. I'm about to build the soy. Then I've got Stephen Holland's messaging me saying, bro, I need a mod. And then I've got Bones doing a cloud video. Bones don't do cloud videos. Do you know what I mean? Look, Bones weren't a cloud blow by any stretch of the imagination, but
Builder, wasn't he? Builder by what we were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bones was knocking up them calls that we think are sitting out fucking 5 years ago, and called, and I didn't have a clue how he made them. It was like fucking sorcery to me that you could get more than 4 wires that neatly wrapped together. But Chris made some sick calls like back in the day. I remember Chris coming to our shop and giving me some calls and me saying to him, mate, can you make me some calls? We'll sell them. And he was like, I don't really sell them, mate. I just do them. And I was like, I want a stocky coils. And it never ever happened because Chris is a lazy prick and he couldn't be asked to make me some calls. But I mean, just because it was so different to anything that was out to say, we were twisting fucking wire on a trainer and Chris was fucking 97 fucking core Staggerton, Clapton, flip back fuse, fucking somersault calls and shit. And I was like, I don't even know what they are. I don't know how they're made, but they're fucking wicked calls. But Chris's calls were fire. But for Chris to get up there, mate, and do a cloud video, honestly means a lot to me. For Ollie to take the time to build his mod and do a cloud video means a lot to me. For Steve Hollands to dig out all his shit and actually get back into this and then message me a week later saying, mate, do you know what? I love the fact that I've had people messaging me saying, all right, mate, could you give me some advice on this? And I want to do this build. And he said, actually, I've missed that because it got to the point where you just ignore them messages and go, mate, fuck off.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think I should help you build a fucking call, you prick? We're actually within 2.5 weeks now. The momentum that he's took is satisfying for me personally. I love it. I genuinely love it. I love the fact that people have just said, you know what, we're gonna make this work, and it is enjoyable. It's enjoyable to go to the Vape Expo and just meet like-minded people, blow some clouds, compare builds, fucking compare mods, discuss, talk, fuck about, and have a laugh and a joke and 24 beers. Because there was lots of people that done that.
You're right. You're right. All along, you were right. And I said this earlier to Steve Hollands on one of my posts, and it was the post where I put, if you've not used the mech in so long, what made you pick up the mech from going on this group? And then I said to him, do you not feel like we did it to ourselves? And he was like, to a certain extent, yes, we did. And I think we did do it to ourselves. A lot of us sort of not just accepting that vaping was different. I think we all just sort of went, do you know what? Fuck it. And we did that to us.
I do think there was some snobbery without realising we were being snobs. I do think that when the out the box cloud come round as a thing that you could do. Am I still on Hangouts?
Yeah.
Am I still on Hangouts as well?
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. I've just had a fucking update come. Let me just find where I am. I've lost my trail of thought now.
That's not brilliant. Box of cloud.
I do think when clouds out the box, fucking hell. Lads, say above 0.06. I do think that when out the box clouds became a thing, and then newcomers started posting cloud videos of their 200-watt device and their fucking TVF-12 tank blowing a coil, I do honestly think a lot of the old school went, mate, if you've never had to wrap a wet tea towel around your fucking stacked hides, you're not even a fucking vapor. And I think that was done sort of subconsciously, where people were thinking, he's going on there like he's just discovered a cloud. We've been doing this shit for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And then it becomes not so impressive because you can buy it out of the box, you can do it. And actually, I'll guarantee anyone that started their journey on a tank, that's still on a tank, once you get onto an RDA, you'll struggle to go back for the flavour. You might go back for convenience.
Yeah.
But you'll definitely continue to use a mech mod in some nature for an RDA, because even an RTA does not give the same flavour for me as an RDA. And there's some RDAs out there, RTAs out there that give fantastic flavour. Still not like one of these fucking dense fucking inhales off a low mech build.
There's no feeling for me like pinching and squeezing your very first build and going, fuck me, I did it right. I banged this build. There's no other feeling in vaping where you think, I've sat here, I've fucking got holes in my fingers where I've prodded myself with fucking wire, I've fucking burnt my hand, and I've got this build, you know what, it's fucking banging. There's no other feeling for me personally.
Fucking flatty the whole battery, getting the fucking pulse mints. Like, you get your fresh battery in there, do your build, and by the time you've whipped it up and got your fucking battery's like a wet lettuce, mate, you gotta go back to the charger and swap cells. Mate, I've done that the other day when we put that fucking 18 gauge build on Dave. Literally clattered the battery, just get in the build. You're shocked. No, I'm not going to tell you what it come in at. It was fucking naughty as fuck. But it was warm as fuck as well, man. I know Steve Hollands has been like, fucking, that's a bit cold. It was hot, mate, when it was fucking mega hot. But then because like you 18 gauge on fucking 4 million of goo, you don't leave much room between the salt, because obviously your 4 mils internal. You then got your 2 lots of 18 gauge inside of that above and beyond. It's quite close to the fucking air holes. So actually, the RDA gets hot as fuck, and not because anything's wrong. Like, even on this earlier, I was vaping this earlier. This is chucking, I mean, proper chucking. It's dense, it's warm. And actually, even though the RDA gets hot, my batteries are literally, there's no temperature in them. So I know that there's not over discharging from the battery. But they're things that you learn. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, mate, if I'd have vape that, look, this is like, although it looks plastic, it's actually anodized aluminium, AFC, and drip tip. So after like 5 or 6 drags, it does get, it gets hot. My lip, this should have been in the garden. through the window. You know what I mean? Now, the first thing I ever do, slide the door, just check my batteries, and actually there's no heat in the battery. On that basis, it's just the residual heat from the coils soaking into the outside of the RDA, and that's just causing the heat transfer, and that's just how it is. But that understanding goes a long way to knowing what you're doing, knowing that actually, although I'd never advise someone running 007, if you know what you're doing, 007 is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
The reality is on a 20 amp cell, we shouldn't be promoting less than 0.2 if we want to stay inside battery safety, but we know that that's not the case anymore. And then you've got the likes of the 32 that's 35 amp. That's 35 amp continuous, so you could probably pulse it. I'm not going to give a number because someone will inbox me and go, you said you can pulse that at 60 amps and you fucking can't, it's 56. But you, like, that's that fucking 35 amp, you can just bang your finger on the fire button so your battery will play. And in theory, the battery will cope with it.
Yeah.
So when you're doing short fucking 1.5 second inhales, which is classed as a pulse more so than a continuous, you'll get a much higher peak amperage than you will continuous.
Yeah. What did I look at the other day and state what you needed to run? Because I looked at the calculator on 21700s, and it is quite a high on pulse. It's quite a high amp rate.
Sure, it's about 80 amp or something like that, silly. I'm not saying that. Don't do a fucking build that's going to give you an 80 amp draw for fuck's sake. and then say Paul Harrison said this is perfectly acceptable. But I remember back in the day, 100% HE4s were claimed to have 100 amp pulse.
Fuck that.
And literally, I remember saying to Steve Hollands weeks ago, mate, who the fuck started that room? And he's like, I think we all did collectively just so we could all pretend to be safe.
Well, we're at 10:05. All I've got left to do is status of the week. I have my status of the week prepared this week because you came up with a fucking belter, because I was going to reply to this question that was going around Facebook, but I didn't because I saw your fucking status. Someone randomly put up a question and it got shared around Facebook about is pineapple okay on pizza? And I was going to answer to it, but I saw Paul's status, so I said, fuck that. And Paul's status was, there's women out there who think pineapple on pizza is disgusting, but they'll suck a stranger's dick for a shot and a line. And I saw that and I just went, truth, breach.
It's a true story.
I was like, preach. Did you see that one I posted up on Bank Holiday of that little kid, that picture?
Which one?
that little kid with copper.
And it's so what's she like? Big dicks and
big cocks and vodka.
There's the picture of the fucking proper fit bird, and she's got like fucking leggings on, proper mint body, big tits and that in a supermarket. And there's a bloke standing next to her, and he says, "Love, am I all right just to stand next to you for 5 minutes?" And she's like, he said, "Well, I've lost my wife, but if I fucking stand there talking to you for 5 minutes, I'm sure she'll fucking turn up out of nowhere in about fucking clothes."
Fucking this is true. That is the fucking truth. Well, that's us for this week, guys. We'll be back Wednesday. We'll have lots to talk about because obviously we'll have been in Germany. Thank you for joining us again. If you haven't joined Mod Wars Worldwide, make sure you go over to the group. And if anybody wants to speak about what's acceptable, we've fucking stated it on this live feed, so reference them to this fucking episode and we'll go from there. So guys, thank you ever so much for joining us. I do appreciate it all the time. Paul, if you want to sign us out.
Mate, just thank you to everyone again for the continued support. We'll try and do a little cheeky live from Germany, but we'll use Tom's phone because I'm not using my fucking data. No, I'm only joking, man. We'll do a little live from Germany. If the plane don't crash, we'll do a live.
Listen, and if anybody wants to see a picture of me holding hands with Paul crying, then just request it.
I was talking to Matt from VG, because they're going out there, and I said to him, "I'm fucking dreading this flight," and he's gone, "Bro, if you die, can I have one of your watches?" You dickhead. No, you fucking can't, mate.
Twat. Right, so I'll end the.
I know Billy would be going, "No, I'm all." in the event of him dying, I've already been promised the watches. But I'll let them fight. I'm dead on it. If I do die on the plane, just buy as many mods as you can, man. Help support my missus and my kids, man, because I've got a fucking hungry family here. Everyone that supported the group, honestly, it means a huge amount to me, because I know there's people come out of the woodwork, there's newbie people in there, there's people that have watched for the last week and a half and have started posting their first videos the last few days, so that's brilliant. I'm going to go because I'm sweating like a fucking...
Just wait to get on that flight on fucking Friday. Just you wait till you get on that flight on Friday.
I need to make sure that I use an Always Ultra between my Gucci, so before the fucking sweat. On that pleasant note, everyone who's watched, peace out. Thank you very much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure.
See you soon, guys. Take it easy.
See you later. Peace.